Yeah, I'm tuned up. I'm excited. Like we've been very critical of Tom Pidcock on this podcast, probably me more than you over the years. I thought today, I don't want to overstate it. This might have been the ride, at least of his road career. This was, to me, like obviously winning an Alpe d'Huez amazing. It's different. GC is different from stage wins out of breakaways. This was an announcement that like this guy is a GC rider, not just physically, but mentally. Everybody, welcome back to the Move Plus. I'm Spencer Martin. I'm here with Johan Bruyneel. We are breaking down stage 11 of the Vuelta a España, and then we'll predict stage 12. There's no stage results to list today because there was no official stage finish. Authorities, police, the race organizers decided there was too many protesters at the finish line in Bilbao. So they made an on-the-fly decision to take the times 3 kilometers from the finish line, which is kind of the outskirts of Bilbao. Jonas, Vingegaard, Tom Pidcock got away on the funnel climb. The PK is what we're calling it. We don't really know the best pronunciation, but we're doing our best there. They got cleared, crested the top, got the time bonuses. There were 6 on offer for the first rider over. That went to Tom Pidcock. Jonas Vingegaard was a second ride over, so he got, I believe, 4. And then the third rider over was João Almeida, 10 seconds behind. He got 2. So Pidcock and Vingegaard take a small bit of time. João Almeida moves into second overall because Torsten Train was distanced again. But now it's Jonas Vingegaard in first, João Almeida second, 50 seconds back, Tom Pidcock third, 56 seconds back. And when Pidcock attacked on the PK, he did something that not many people have ever done outside of Tadej Pogačar, and that is drop Jonas Vingegaard. Vingegaard eventually got back on, and we'll never know who would have won that stage. I probably would guess that Tom Pidcock would have won the sprint between them, Johan. He was pretty devastated in his post-race interview. I'm sure Q36.5 is very disappointed. I'll just say personally, I thought looking at the scenes, as sad as it is to cancel the end of the stage, I kind of thought they made the right decision. I think this preserves the GC competition instead of neutralizing the whole day, because Visma worked very hard all day to control the stage, to set up Vingegaard to win. And I assume they thought take time. It was just a brutal pace throughout the entire stage for the Basque Country. They're just Mads Pedersen's breaking away. He's getting pulled in. Marc Soler's breaking away. He's getting reeled in. Mikel Landa breaks away. He gets reeled in. No one could stay away because Visma was setting it up. João Almeida did attack on the second to last climb. Attacked twice. Looked pretty strong. The final climb was not really Almeida. It was so explosive. He's not a great change of pace rider. So I have to imagine he's probably he's sad to lose time, but this was a bad day on paper for UAE, and they lose, 14 seconds to Vingegaard, 16 seconds to Pidcock. They'll take it. But Johan, outside of the protests, or I guess maybe even including that, what was your takeaway of the day?
Yeah, obviously, the protest and the fact that there was no stage results was a bit of a bummer, right? I guess, it's not a surprise. I think, we could see it coming. And honestly, I'm afraid this is going to continue because today the protesters, obviously, they obtained something. They got the race to be cancelled. So they're not going to stop. I think it was the right call. It became too risky at the finish line. We saw protesters pushing the barriers away, and so yeah, that was obviously a disappointment. But this is the situation we are in. So other than that, my takeaway was that Visma, even if Vingegaard is in the red jersey, they were going full gas the whole stage for the stage win. Nobody in a breakaway had a chance, not even a guy like Mads Pedersen, not even a guy like Buitrago, who looked good there for a while, Marc Soler. It was a lot of work for a stage win. Then afterwards I heard, Jonas wanted to win because it's his son's birthday. I don't know if that's really, it's within the plan of the 3-week stage race, just buy the kid a nice present.
Right? How'd you lose the Vuelta? Well, we went too deep on Jonas's kid's birthday.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're super strong. You see the depth of the team of Visma is shocking compared to the other team. There was a point where, and this was just before they got the news that the race was going to be cancelled. There was a select group, and Almeida was by himself. There was no other UAE rider, and Visma had 4 riders there. They're super strong. Campenaerts to me was impressive again today. Ben Toulet was really impressive, super strong ride from him in a support role. So that must give a good feeling to Jonas to be, to have that super strong support. Anytime there's a selection and everybody is isolated, he has 2 or 3 guys around him still. But still, I found it was a lot of work, a big effort for a potential stage win. Also not a stage where you could say, well, we're not going to gain if we gain time, it's not going to be a lot of time. So it was purely about the stage win. So, for the moment, they're in a great position. We can't really criticize what they're doing because everything they do works out fine. We've been critical about Visma, Leasebike, but if you look at their season and if everything goes to plan as we expect, they're most likely going to win this Vuelta. So that would mean that they win 2 of the 3 Grand Tours, and in the other one they were second. Not bad. And then event of the day for me about the race is the strength of Tom Pidcock. Tom Pidcock every day more and more. And today, as you said, he felt great on that last climb, accelerated, and was able to drop Jonas Vingegaard twice in 1 kilometer, which is true. It hasn't happened a lot. Pogacar has done it. Not many other riders have done it. Maybe Codu a few years ago in Paris-Nice, but that was not prime Jonas Vingegaard.
Yeah.
So that must give Pidcock and his team incredible morale boost. And as we said, I said yesterday, it starts to look really, really realistic for Pidcock to be on the podium. After today, I can only confirm that.
Yeah, I'm tuned up. I'm excited. Like we've been very critical of Tom Pidcock on this podcast, probably me more than you over the years. I thought today, I don't want to overstate it. This might have been the ride, at least of his road career. This was, to me, like obviously winning an Alpe d'Huez amazing. It's different. GC is different from stage wins out of breakaways. This was an announcement that like this guy is a GC rider, not just physically, but mentally. Like there's not many riders that have done this. Also on Visma, I mean, not to be too critical of them, but if I just walked up to you on the street and I was like, okay, Johan, we worked all day really hard, burned the team, and we lost time to a GC rider within a minute of us. Would you say that's a good day or a bad day? You'd probably say that doesn't sound amazing.
Well, they didn't. I mean, they obviously didn't expect Pidcock to drop Jonas. That was not within their calculations. But it's still a good day. I think they keep seeing Almeida as their main competitor for now. We've said it already. There's still a few stages where it's uncharted terrain for Tom Pidcock. Long, steep climbs in the 3rd week. That's different. But hey, I think it was an okay day for Visma. They would probably have. I mean, they were disappointed because they were going for the stage win and they put so much work in it, but they did take time on who they believe is their main rival. So that's a bonus.
Yeah. Yes. To be determined if that's a mistake, because, I mean, Almeida looked pretty good today when he attacked. They did take time on him, but Pidcock, you kind of wonder what he weighs. Is this guy weighing like 56 kilos right now? And he said he's putting out career best power numbers at this race. So I think it's safe to say Jonas Vingegaard is not putting out career best power numbers. I mean, he's good, obviously. He's very good. He's one of the best riders of the last decade. Stage racers of the last decade. Like, he does not look on his best to me, and I still keep coming back to this decision to jump into the breakaway yesterday. Like, that is kind of odd from a guy that has the GC under control in some respects.
I think that breakaway, jumping in that breakaway yesterday, I think that was kind of more, it happened. I don't think it was on purpose. Sometimes it just happened. There's people everywhere. You follow wheels and all of a sudden you're ahead with, another teammate.
That's what happens when you follow Victor Campenarts. You're reaching up to a breakaway you didn't know you wanted to be in. But I thought today the protests will dominate the conversation. This might be the only public conversation had about the actual racing. But I thought it was pretty interesting. Like this is not as open and shut maybe as we thought on Sunday.
What do you mean?
Just after Sunday, I was a little like, oh boy, I think Jonas is going to steamroll these guys.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
Yeah. I mean, today he showed some vulnerability, so that's good. That's good for, the speculation. I mean, I still think it's his race. He's the stage racer by excellence in this field, at least. So, and with such a strong team. I mean, we've said it already several times. What is UAE doing actually? Like today again, Soler going in that breakaway. Why? I mean, by then, everybody knew already that Visma was going for the stage when Soler attacked. So, what's the purpose? Is the purpose to make it hard on Visma and then Almeida attack? I don't think. I mean, on this climb, especially on this last climb, I can't see Almeida dropping Jonas. It's not an Almeida climb. Plus, when Jonas was still with 3 or 4 guys, João Almeida was by himself. There was nobody to prepare his launch. His attack. I don't think it would have made a difference anyway. But still, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great.
Well, and then yesterday, I don't understand the Soler move. That was baffling. But yesterday, when Ayuso, who was in Narnia today, off the back, and he might have been at a cafe. We don't know. But when he was setting the pace yesterday, he was dropping Marc Soler. And you're just like, should Marc Soler really be getting dropped on that pace? And then today he comes back and he's strong enough to be up the road. So it's like, what is going on? It just feels a little scattershot. They're not all, as they say in the US, if you're 80 years old, they're not singing from the same hymn sheet.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I can think about is that Soler, they want to, they make him keep going to stay close in GC. So when he goes in a break, Visma doesn't get a day off.
Yeah.
That's maybe one of the thoughts. If you're 3-4 minutes down, Visma can't just cruise all day. But
wasn't it clear they were going to go?
Looks like they're not really wanting to cruise anyway. So
yeah, that's what I don't understand. We should also call out. I mean, what we learned from the stage. Vingegaard's pretty good. Pidcock's pretty good. Almeida, Jorgensen, someone that's joined that group, Jai Hindley, because 1, 2, 3, 4 riders finished 10 seconds behind Vingegaard and Pidcock, and that's Jai Hindley and Felix Gall. Matteo Jorgensen, João Almeida, and Hindley is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, and he's known to. I mean, the 2 times when he was, he was second in the Giro, and when he won the Giro, he was at his best in the last week.
Yeah.
So this is a rider who grows during a Grand Tour. So we need to take him into account for sure. He looked good today.
I mean, the only downside is he is 2 minutes and 30 seconds down on Jonas Vingegaard. It shows you a lot of times people overlook it, but these first, let's say, 10 days of a Grand Tour, there's just a certain type of rider that do you remember Jai Hindley blowing up at any point? No, it's like he just bleeds bits of time through the first week, and you look up and you're like, 2.5 minutes to Jonas. That's not a great deficit.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Spencer, we should. I mean, unless something unexpected happens, but at this point, I don't think it's realistic to say that Jai Hindley will be candidate to win this Vuelta. He could be on the podium,
probably,
on the podium. But compared to Jonas and to Almeida, he will also lose time in the time trial. So he needs to be really solid
as well.
Was that?
Probably to Pidcock as well.
In the time trial? I don't know.
He's a pretty good time trialist I'm trying to think of Jai Hindley's best time trial now. Probably when he won the Giro.
Yeah, he did okay when he won the Giro. I mean, he didn't do bad. I mean, it didn't really matter that much, the time trial, because he had a decent advantage. But yeah, I mean, Pidcock's not. I mean, Pidcock was a good time trialist when he was young, but he hasn't been doing great time trials lately. You know.
Now that I'm now suspicious of all the Pidcock samples, because I thought, there's no way this guy's a GC rider, and then it's like, well, was he just not focused?
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, listen. First of all, the main ingredient is there. He's on great form. I mean, then you can do everything, and especially a time trial in the last week of the Grand Tour. That's pure based on condition. That's not so much based on time trial qualities.
Yeah, when you're as light as you've ever been and as strong as you've ever been, that's usually a good ingredient. I felt bad for him. I mean, him and his team definitely got robbed of a massive win. But they asked him, like, he rode through the finish line, and he's like, "Oh, that's just like a Tom Pidcock thing to do." It's kind of an interesting.
Oh, he rode through the finish line?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like, I guess just to make a point, but it was like a funny bit of self-awareness from him. Like, I don't quite see many riders being like, "Oh, that's just like a Tom Pidcock thing to do." I don't quite know why I did that. But I felt quite bad for him. I mean, we don't want to talk. I don't think it's going to be helpful if we wade into the protests from an angle of like, are they correct? Are they not? It's just our views on that are not helpful to anybody. But we should say, I don't know if you saw this earlier in the stage, two protesters like unfurled a banner across the road and the riders had to ride through it.
Yeah, on one of the climbs.
Going slow enough, it wasn't really an issue. And then obviously the finish line.
It's always an issue. I mean, it's just dangerous. It shows you the vulnerability of the cyclists and how accessible professional cycling is, right? I mean, you cannot imagine this in any other sport, and it's in a stadium, it's with fences. This is on the road, people can touch the riders, and that's obviously why they're there. But I mean, listen, it's not going to make any difference to the big problem. I mean, the people who at the cause of the problem are not even aware that this is happening, in a bike race in Spain. So it makes no sense. But I mean, I've just read some comments and quotes of people, like even the director of the Vuelta, Javier Guillen, said, obviously, he's faced with this every single day at the start, during the stage, then, probably super, super nervous until the end of the stage to see if something's going to happen. And he says, and I quote, "We all have to find a solution. And for me, there's only one right now. For the Israeli team itself to realize that being here doesn't make it any safer for everyone else. But we can't make that decision. They have to make it." And then I just saw another quote of Team Israel Premier Tech that said that they expect fully to race until Madrid, and that they are not expecting to leave the Vuelta. I personally think, Spencer, even if Team Israel would leave the Vuelta, I don't think it changes much.
That I totally agree. I think it's a MacGuffin. Like, it's not. That's not what people are protesting, I believe. Unless I don't think I saw a spokesperson for the protesters say, if they leave the race, we will leave you alone. I don't think so at all. And I understand. I mean, I think it's just the director saying that is going to mean that the other riders now will pressure Israel Premier Tech to leave. It does not sit. I will say, like, yesterday, there was I don't know if you saw this, there was a protester in the middle of like a 40-mile-an-hour peloton. And you think, like, this is not tenable. And then someone crashed because of it. So, like, eventually, like, it's going to affect the GC. If they're unfurling banners on the steepest climbs and the riders can't get through, like, we might just not be able to have a GC race here, or a race of any kind. I understand the temptation just to say, hey guys, can you go home? Is because it's not that, it doesn't look that safe. Like if someone ran up to a rider and wanted to harm them, like what would stop them from doing so? But I don't think it would help. I think the issue, as you say, the issue is bigger than this. And I think even if you kicked out Israel Premier Tech, I think you would still have protesters along the way.
Yeah, I mean, because they found, and especially now, they have found a platform which is accessible for them, which basically nobody can do anything against them, and they are heard and seen.
And it works
with or without the team in the race. It won't stop. I don't think so.
Yeah. And I just have to imagine they're protesting what is going on in Gaza, not what is going on, not just the existence of the Israel Premier Tech team. I could be wrong. Maybe they wake up every day and they just want Israel Premier Tech to leave the race. I don't think that's the case. But what do they do from here? Because so Bilbao is a city with people in it, so that was part of the issue. They're going to more remote areas. But are the organizers just like, I hope stage 12 works out? Like, is there any plan?
Well, obviously they're going to have to increase the police assistance and obviously monitor every single area of risk and try to. The protesters are going to follow the race. They're not, so they're going to be there. So they'll have to reinforce the protection and just hope nothing happens. But on climbs and stuff, it's so remote, it's so accessible. It also means that it's more identifiable. You can pick them out easier than in a big crowd when it's on climbs. So the crowds are not that big in the Vuelta. So today, I guess, with in a big city, it was easier for the protesters to kind of appear without making too much noise.
Yeah, and I guess it fits into your life easier. Like, I'm just trying to get, like, if I was a protester, I'd be like, yeah, I'll show up in Bilbao and block the finish. It's like, do you want to go to Cantabria? I'm like, I'm kind of busy. I've got to work. But man, also, if I was a protester, I'd be like so energized by today. Like, we stopped the race. We can do it tomorrow. We can do it. Yeah. That's what I worry about.
Yeah. That's the worry, that they got what they wanted. They got heard and seen, and something came up from their protest. So, hopefully the race can go on. I don't know what the solution is.
There's all types of implications too. Like, let's say you kicked him out and then Matthew Riccatello doesn't win the white jersey. At least if that was a U.S. sport, you'd get sued because then you've manipulated the betting market because people placed money on him and books took the risk thinking that they would be allowed, not that they would be kicked out of the race for something that's not.
I can tell you one thing, Spencer, that the UCI is definitely not going to take action, because they know for sure that if they could potentially take action. I think they have the power to do that. I'm not sure. If you would look, for example, they did. It's different. It's a different thing, of course, but they did ban all the Russian cyclists and then forced them to take a license as a neutral athlete. It's not. So as I would say, theoretically they could, but they won't, because they know they're getting sued for sure if that happens.
It's kind of a funny parallel. It's a little different because Gazprom is a Russian state. It's a state-owned Russian company, and there's international sanctions against them. So I guess they had legal grounds to stand on. But I'm just going to tell people I personally know Sylvan Adams. Think what you can all have your opinions of him. I just tell you, he's not leaving the race. There's no way.
And if they make him leave, he's going to sue the UCI.
Yeah, you would be a fight that you would not want to get into. And he's not going to leave. And then this is, unfortunately, probably going to continue to be an issue. There's not really anything we can, we can't anticipate it. So it's uninteresting to talk about from a sporting perspective, I guess. But I'm quite concerned. Anything else on the stage, Johan, before we go on?
The only thing that I can also point out is, Pedersen, man, Mats Pedersen.
Yeah.
He went in that break. I mean, he went by himself, and actually, his only motivation was to get that 20 point sprint.
Yeah.
Today actually turned out okay for him, for the green jersey, because he got 15 points. There was 2 riders away, and Jonas wasn't able to get points at the finish because Jonas remains and is more than ever now his biggest opponent for green. He's not that far behind.
You're right. And Jonas would have gotten obviously first or second. And Jonas is very close. He's 30 points behind. Mm-hmm. He actually might have been tied with him had he gotten beat by Pidcock. If he would have won the stage, I think he would have been in the lead. So
no, because Pedersen took 15 points on the road already. So he increased his lead.
Maybe I'm not seeing an updated. I see Pedersen at 135 points, Vingegaard at 105 after today.
Yeah. So,
but if Jonas would have won the stage and he got 50 points, he'd be at 155.
Was it 50? Was it 50 today?
Let's look at stage 10. What did the winner get? The winner got 20 points. So it probably was a 20-pointer. Yeah. So wouldn't be in the lead, but he'd be sweating it. He'd be breathing down his neck. Interesting. I mean, talk about disappointing. I mean, who do you think would have won had they gone to the line?
Pidcock.
I think so too. I mean, it kind of was interesting to me that Vingegaard was really pushing that descent, like to the point where he was distancing Pidcock, probably the best descender in the professional peloton, which shows you how much he wants to take time on Joao Almeida.
Yeah. No, it was a good opportunity.
Yeah. Well, let's take a quick break and then we'll preview tomorrow's stage 12. So we're back, Johan, stage 12. It's 145, another short stage, 145 kilometers, 2 climbs kind of like on opposite ends. There's a Cat 2 40 that tops out 40 kn, and then there's a Cat 1 with bonus seconds on top that tops out with 122 into the race, so about 24 kilometers left to go. There's a sprint point before that Cat 1. I'm sure we'll see Mads Pedersen up there in a breakaway, driving the breakaway, trying to get those points. I'll list off the favorites. The odds are like moving. They're moving all over the place. They're different on different books. So just take this with a grain of salt, and also check out Next Bets, nxtbets.com/bet outcomes, and you'll get to see the best price wherever you live. Today is an important day to do that because there's quite a big difference. Juan Ayuso is the favorite at plus 650. Tom Pidcock plus 650 as well. Jonas Vingegaard plus 1,000. Jay Vine plus 1,100. Marc Soler plus 1,100. Pablo Castrillo plus 1,100. He's moved a lot. Javier Romo plus 2,000. Santiago Petrago plus 2,000. Mads Pedersen plus 2,200. Finn Fisher Black plus 4,000. There's many more. We'll call them out if we need to. But how do you think this is going to play out, Johan? Breakaway or GC, and who do you think is going to win?
I think breakaway. It's difficult to control. Although, today was difficult to control also, and Visma was really great at controlling it. But I think breakaway, and it all depends, of course, if they get the freedom to go in the break or not. But a guy who, whether he gets the freedom or not to go in the break, will probably try anyways, is Juan Ayuso. So I'm gonna pick him to win the stage. He is I have him at plus 500 on Unibet. Is that still the same over there?
At plus 500.
Yeah, Ayuso.
Actually, he's moved to plus 650.
Okay,
better price.
Okay, even more reason to
he's
pick
plus
him
700 on FanDuel in the US.
Yeah.
So
I think especially because that last climb is really hard. The Cat 1 climb. It's it's 7 kilometers long, and it's just the first kilometer that's relatively easy, and then it's 9%, 10%, 8%. So it's a hard climb, and I think a guy like Ayuso, if he's in the breakaway, can drop everybody.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's an awkward stage to control too. And you would be doing, if you're a GC team, you're doing it, and then what? Your GC guy attacks, crests the climb, 24K from the finish line. And it just does not seem like that would be worth it. I think breakaway as well. And these prices are all over the place, but at least on FanDuel in the US, Jay Vine is plus 1,700. I actually got him at plus 1,800 right before we recorded this. I think I'm not going to overcomplicate this. Jay Vine's very good. He's probably going to be up in the break with Juan Ayuso. I personally think he's stronger than Juan Ayuso right now, unless Juan Ayuso is amazing at bluffing. I think Vine, Vine is just so strong. He is GC contender sustained power.
But it's difficult to imagine they're both in the break. It's either one or the other.
With Soler, they'll all be up there. You cannot apply logic to anything this team will do. Frankly, you could bet on both of them at these prices. The fact that Ayuso is so ahead of Vine, I guess, would suggest that most people like you think one of them will be up there and that Ayuso will be given the freedom to do so. But Vine, he wants KOM points. Like, he doesn't have this thing wrapped up. So I'm not convinced that he's going to be in the peloton. I'm going to bet on him at plus 1,800.
Yeah. Good one. My wild card for tomorrow is Pablo Castrillo. I think he looked good the other day when Vine won the stage. When Vine won his, what is it? First, he won his first stage, right? Or was it the second stage?
I think it was the second stage.
Second stage, yeah. But he's been quiet since, and I think he's in good shape. So Castrillo, especially like an attack on that climb, and then making it on those last 24 kilometers to the finish. That's something for him.
Because the only guy stronger than him was Jay Vine. And if Jay Vine's not up there, then he absolutely could win. This is like we're in Movistar territory. If they're going to get something out of this, they got to win one of these stages from breakaway. So I like that pick. This guy won 2 stages last year, the Vuelta as well. So he's good at it. I'm going to go. I don't think we mentioned him, but there was a rider from Red Bull absolutely crushing it today, looking fantastic. On Unibet, he's at plus 4,000. Finn Fisher-Black from Red Bull. If I'm correct, I feel like he switches teams every offseason. But I'm going to go Finn Fisher-Black from the breakaway. Depends if they give him the freedom or not.
He's only been on UAE and now he's on Red Bull. That's it, I think. Has he been? Where else has he been?
No, I think maybe it's just UAE and Red Bull. He's also not very old. Isn't he like 20? He's like 23 years old or something. 23. And he's been on he's been on Visma, UAE, Red Bull. So
was he on Visma? Team. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
This guy is addicted to going to the best teams in the sport. He's a huge talent, we should say. Very, very good rider.
Yeah, that's a good pick. I agree with you, Spencer. Today he looked amazing. He got dropped and then he came back. He did some great work there when everybody was more or less on the limit. So that's an indication that if he gets first of all, that he has the legs to win a breakaway, and that from that breakaway he can actually win it if there's a climb at the end. So good pick. I like it.
It's kind of like everyone we've met. All 4 of these guys, like big engines. So you're going to hold people off. And, you're not finished on a mountaintop. You got to hold people off on the run to the line. Anything else, Johan, before we take off?
Let's hope we have a regular stage tomorrow, Spencer.
I know.
That would be a bummer if we have to deal with this for the rest of the Vuelta. That sucks.
And we should remember the people really losing out because of this are us, because we bet on Jonas Vingegaard and Tom Pidcock to win today.
we had both of them. Yeah,
I know. I was like, that's unbelievable. We got to sue. It is kind of disappointing. I hope that. Do you know anything about this Finnish town? Like, is it sparsely populated?
What is it?
Los Corrales.
Los Corrales. No.
I would assume it's sparsely populated, which it's kind of a sad state of affairs that we're just hoping towns are small enough and hard to reach that people won't show up to protest the finish.
Spencer, listen, I personally think that this group of protesters, they're following the Vuelta. It's the same people all the time.
You have to at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got a big win. You can't let off now. I don't listen to it. I don't want to be encouraging them. I'm just saying how I would be thinking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid this is not the last we've seen. That's what I want to say.
I'm afraid as well, and I don't think the Vuelta, that statement does not let me think they have a great plan other than hoping someone leaves the race. Well, thanks, Johan, and we will be back to break down whatever happens tomorrow on stage 12.
Okay, thanks, Spencer. Speak soon.
All right, bye.